Thorfinn is one of those characters that everybody loves, and for good reason. He is one of the best written characters in all of anime and manga. His journey to find himself and his quest to be a better person and atone for his sins is amazing. He knows he'll never be forgiven or that his actions have consequences, but he is doing his best to live the best life he can now after the fact. And he only got this way because of some help from people like Einar. Einar helped Thorfinn realize that he is also important and that he has stuff he needs to do as well and can't just wallow in his hatred and sadness. Thorfinn's character covers so many different topics and themes, and I'm going to explore as many as I can in this video. But before doing that, it would be awesome if you could leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel. I make new anime, manga, and webtoon content every single week on a variety of different series and topics. To get back to what I was talking about, over the course of the series, Thorfinn has learned the importance and value of friendship and family. Einar has helped him realize that he can't do everything alone and he needs help. Einar is the friend Thorfinn needed at the time he needed him. Einar never let Thorfinn stay down. He showed Thorfinn the value of life through his actions. He showed Thorfinn that you can do more than just fight people. He is the one who helped give Thorfinn a purpose for living again. Besides just Einar, he also had people like Leif Erikson who had never stopped looking for him for years. And after he was found, that helped him be reunited with his family after so many years. Those interactions were wholesome as hell, but it also gave Thorfinn an even stronger conviction to build a world where there is no fighting, no slavery, no conflict of any kind, and it is thanks to those people that Thorfinn was able to understand that having a connection to people is a good thing and that being alone sucks. Thanks to the help of those around him, he was able to learn that revenge and fighting is never the right answer. Before meeting Einar, he had lived his whole life for revenge and nothing else, which led him down a path of self-destruction. But it was after meeting and befriending Einar that Thorfinn learned the value of not taking lives, and now he vows to never kill again. As is the quote, "I have no enemies." Thorfinn has found a way to stand up for his ideals without the need for fighting or conflict, and to see him pull it off is always one of my favorite things. Even at the beginning, he still struggled with the conflict part, but over time he has gotten better, making sure he doesn't fight anybody. Thorfinn has struggled with the thought of revenge, and he knows it leads down a dark and destructive path, so he wants to make a world without the need for revenge, which is a very admirable thing and makes his character all the better. Thorfinn's fight for peace is a long and arduous one, but it is one that everybody wishes they could achieve the way Thorfinn wants to. Thorfinn deals with a lot during his life, and he definitely gets depressed during a portion of his life. After the death of Askeladd, Thorfinn felt like he had nothing to live for, as up to this point he had lived his life for nothing but revenge. But once he couldn't get revenge anymore, he felt empty, and that is where we see him during the Farmland arc. Thorfinn is at his lowest point during this arc. He can't sleep without getting severe PTSD. He seemingly has no will to live anymore, and you can see by looking into his eyes that he sees no value in living anymore. But it was only thanks to the help of the people around him that he started to forgive himself and started to become happy again. But even then, that was a struggle. Every time he would feel good, somebody or something would come by and ruin his day, putting him in a spiral. If he didn't have Einar with him again, he never would have found his reason for living again. Seeing his journey from where he was to where he goes is incredible. Thorfinn's journey is a tough one, but because he has good people around him, he was able to find peace and become a happy and better person. Thorfinn has a lot of trauma that he deals with throughout the series. He has PTSD from all the fighting he did as a child, but he has his other issues like being depressed as well. Thorfinn struggles to overcome his trauma throughout the series. He even gets dreams of him going into an endless hell of constant fighting which he is terrified of. The portrayal of what Thorfinn goes through on a daily basis is insanely well done. Thorfinn has trauma that is unmatched by most people, and he has been able to overcome his trauma by having the determination to be a better person and atone for what he has done in the past. And because he does that, he comes out on the other side a better and kinder man than most people, one his father would be proud of. For someone of Norse origin, Thorfinn was able to realize something that most men surrounding him never figured out, and that is that fighting in war is not a good thing. Most men surrounding Thorfinn love fighting and think it is honorable to go out on the battlefield, but Thorfinn figured out that what war really brings is nothing more than suffering. Nobody wins in war. You come out of war either injured, dead, or with some serious mental disabilities like PTSD. Thorfinn experienced all of this firsthand, and this is why he can recognize that people need to stop fighting and live more peaceful and happy lives with their families and friends. And Thorfinn will stand up to people as well. He won't fight anymore, but he will show people his ideals through his actions and his conviction. Thorfinn is a very complicated and interesting character. He is someone who went from a boy who only cared about revenge and would do anything to get it, to someone who is kind, loving, and would never hurt a soul. His shift and growth throughout the series is incredible and makes Thorfinn one of my all-time favorite characters.